Okay.
Welcome back to Two Peas.
Welcome back. I'm your co-host, Catherine.
And I'm your also co-host, Bo. It's been a while since we recorded, so bear with us. We had a couple weeks off there.
Yeah, so now we gotta get used to it again.
Yep.
I know this isn't gonna make any sense to the audio listeners, but I really like that you have a good color combo going on right now.
Thank you. I knew you were going to say that. That's why I started messing with this. Thank you.
She has a pink water bottle and then her green shirt, so it goes with it.
This is my new water bottle. What should his name be? His.
Okay. I don't know why. I thought you were about to say Helena.
You know what? It could be Helena. His name's Helena.
Okay.
Meet Helena.
Meet Helena.
The other day, I was having such an extreme water craving, which doesn't happen to me that often. If you know anything about me, you know that I like to get giant jugs of water and pour flavoring, like the good Propel Zinc.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is healthy, but really it's just to make it yummy.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite way to drink water. So I never drink real water, which for you is a nightmare because you're always drinking water.
I have to. I don't know how you couldn't.
Add some flavor. Some flavor.
Yeah, but also that's
Is that
a
racist?
lot of work. No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Just wondering.
It was just like Jersey.
Yeah, I suppose.
I don't know.
Anyway, so I didn't have water in my house because, okay.
You don't have any water?
Backtrack.
Ew.
That's not even what I meant to say. I felt like...
There are mowers, by the way, so just deal with it. We'll see how much I can remove.
I just looked in the preview and it matches really well in the camera.
It does.
So it looks like I'm just like a little...
Wearing like a Snuggie.
I was like watching our other podcasts and like when I would get excited my like legs would wiggle and I'm like I need to chill.
No,
the ways
cute.
I like move sometimes I'm just like
I think it's adorable. I don't think you should change yourself.
Anyway,
sorry.
I had wanted some ice water.
My God.
Okay, that's a little humor. I wanted some ice water so bad and I didn't have ice. We have our ice machine, but it's always disgusting.
That's what ours is like, too.
It's like, it makes a really white ice, and it tastes funny, so I refuse, because I don't like fridge air or freezer air. So I absolutely refuse to ever drink anything that has touched freezer air, especially our ice, which is like, it looks like it's ready to come for us. Eat us.
Okay, that part is a little different than mine.
It's my imagination running away with me.
That's intense mowing.
It is. When they're right here, maybe we should just pause for a minute. Let them go away. Okay, see? All better. Now,
Perfect.
Now we can carry on. So I don't use my ice machine because I hate freezer air. And
so funny.
I didn't have any ice trays. So I had to wait for ice trays to come to get my ice water. So, and I don't go grocery shopping, so I just Instacarted it. I know I'm so bougie and like privileged.
So
it's
bougie.
problematic. But I got scared. I got nervous. When I when I was getting the ice tray, I was like, what am I going to put this in? Because I can't put ice cubes into a plastic water bottle.
Yeah.
It's just not going to work. And I don't use cups because it has dishwasher air on it.
I kind of get that with the cups. I don't like cups.
I hate, especially when they're plastic. When it's porcelain, it's fine.
Yeah, but plastic ones,
I refuse.
Ew.
Yeah. So I got this water bottle. And that's how she was born.
Beautiful.
She.
I don't know. Or it could be Harry. Like Harry Styles.
I don't remember what the first name was. Helena. Harry? It's Harry.
It's Harry.
It's Harry Styles. That's his full name.
Harry Styles.
And it makes sense because scrunchies.
Oh, yeah.
Harry Styles.
Yeah, Harry.
Oh, Such a cheap joke.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
If you don't like fridge air or freezer air, how are you having ice trays?
Oh my god. Okay. I'm so excited to tell you this because that's where I was going to go with the whole freezer air thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ice trays, most of them now are sold with lids.
Oh, wait a minute. We have like the...
I think I love my. What's that song? I don't know.
I don't know.
If I sang it normal, I would probably... Anyway, continue.
We have like the spherical one, so does have a lid.
Oh.
So that does make sense, actually.
Yeah.
I was picturing the ones that we used to get, you know?
It's kind of like that, except it's a little extra fancy. It has a lid and it has like a rubber bottom, so it's easy to push out.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
It is cool. My partner does not understand why I don't like fridge air or freezer air.
It's weird. Well, and also, like, if it's food, then especially, because why would it ever be touching the air? Like, it should be in a container.
Yeah, it should be, for sure. Oh, we cleaned?
Ooh.
Which was, it's just
really?
us. We're just chatting now. Who cares about that? They're like, what? But we cleaned. We had a whole cleaning day yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. And our house is, like, getting there.
Our house is not. But...
Throwback to the first episode when I said, when clean people act like their house is messy for no reason?
Because it is. Yeah. Wait, I had something I wanted to talk about. It's related to being a woman.
Okay.
So if you're a man and you're uncomfortable with me talking about ovulation, then I literally
scroll
don't
past
care.
this.
I literally don't care. Anyway. I was at school the other day. I was texting you. Maybe you remember. I don't know.
There's no way it doesn't hear that. I like how we go into this one saying, this doesn't need to be edited.
Yeah, this is fine.
Honestly, no.
Who
YOLO,
knows?
you guys can deal with it.
It literally sounded like they were trying to break into the door.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was at school, and I was in an intense amount of pain, so much that I wanted to, like, jump out of my own skin.
You were having ovulation pain?
Yeah.
Last week?
Yes.
Oh my god, I was too.
Really?
Are we ovulating at the same time now?
I think so. Oh, that's so cute.
That's so cute. I love
it's
that.
on schedule. I mean, what?
Yeah. We're prepared.
Anyway.
For reference, we have decided that we will be pregnant at the same time when we have our first kid.
Yeah, we want to do it. So that's
I want it to be like
cool.
the same
Right
time.
At the same time.
I know
We're
that's
in the hospital giving birth at the same time.
we could share a room.
That'd be so. Did they allow you to do that? Because that would be so cute.
They have to.
They have to.
We'll
We're gonna do that.
We're gonna do it regardless.
We can just use our
I'll lay on the ground.
lay on the ground. They can wheel in another bed. They can do that.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. You were ovulating.
Oh, so I was in like some of the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. But I still had like 2 more classes left, so I couldn't go home. And I was like, maybe I should just go home. But also I didn't feel like walking like to my car, because that's how much pain I was in. So I went and I hid inside of like a practice room, and I was sitting at a piano just like hunched over with my music open so that it looked like I was working on stuff.
Yeah, really intensely.
If someone walks by, there was like a chair in a corner that I wanted to sit in, but if someone were to walk by, they would open the door because they'd be like, oh, an open practice room. Yeah. So I had to sit at the piano like, because it's the only private place I could go. Yeah. And like die all by myself. Anyway, so this is leading to something. I'm not just talking about how much pain I was in.
It's okay.
So
that would be fine too.
I'm alone for some time just doing that, and then my dear friend, she got out of her class, so I went to go see her, and just for moral support, you know. And I was talking about how like, oh, like I'm so nervous for my classes. I wanted to go home, but they were like really important lessons that day, so like I kind of couldn't. But it was something that I was really nervous about, and it was my voice lesson, and I was like, ugh, I'm too nervous for this, and I'm in pain. Yeah. So basically I was like, I just don't feel so good, but I can't really go home. And then she looks at me, she goes, if it makes you feel any better, you don't look so good either.
Oh, snap. Even though it kind of does, like,
yeah, and
make you feel better.
It's actually like, oh, like, that's a true friend there. But
Yeah.
when you think about it, like,
you don't look good.
I was like,
You look horrible right now.
Thank you. So I ththought that was funny.
That's really funny.
Then I went to my lesson, and obviously my teacher was like, "Are you okay?" She was like, "You seem very serious right now." Because usually, like, walk in, and I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" I just walk in, like, blank face, like,
Trying to hide the pain. Not hide it, hold in the pain.
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But, like,
I don't know how the pain would come out, but
it
anyway.
would come out. Like, it's like a little humanoid creature. Like,
that's why I was doing this.
hey, I'm your pen. Anyway. But she said she was surprised as soon as I started singing, there was like a switch, and suddenly she could not tell that anything was wrong. And I was like, wow, that's all the years of masking.
Yeah. That's so sad.
But it's like, hey, maybe I'm a good actress.
Yeah.
It's masking. I'm not good.
That's crazy.
But it's nice, when there's something you could use it as a useful skill instead of a sad thing in your life.
Yeah, I use masking all the time.
To lie.
To lie. No, I use masking basically every single moment I ever have to be around anyone.
Yeah.
And it helps me be a better person.
Better as in just like a better functioning person, or like...
Well, if people saw me in my natural state, I would usually just be like hunched over in a corner, or like sitting in a bathtub, or sitting in a clothespin. Those are my favorites. They are.
I'm just like thinking of that. I want someone to like draw like a cute little comic book style of you just like sitting in like a laundry bin.
I want to note that the bathtub is empty.
Yeah, there's no water in it.
Yeah.
I wasn't picturing
like
water.
Kyle XY.
Oh my god. That's a throwback.
Yeah.
That I don't even know if anyone else watched that.
Well, then we'll gatekeep it. It's none of your business.
Gatekeep. You
Is
don't
this
get to know.
Side profile? I just realized you can like see my giant nose.
Your giant nose.
Next time maybe I should like... Anyway. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, we were talking about Kyle XY. And
Oh.
What were you saying?
I know your point of the story was your point of the story, but I'm still stuck on you ovulating at the same time as me.
Yeah.
What day did you ovulate?
Thursday.
I think I ovulated Wednesday, actually, now that I think about it.
That's still close.
It is close.
And it was like off from what my calendar said I would, but I was like, I know what this is. You know?
Oh.
It was like a few days early.
Oh, you should put that in there. Just so you are, when you'll have pain every month. So you can like bring some painkiller with you.
Yeah. Oh, because that was the thing that I didn't mention. I didn't have painkiller.
I figured.
Yeah. I just had to deal with it, but
you should keep like a little
the travel ones.
They give you
They? Who's they? Who's they?
I just like freaked out there. My words were like, nope.
Okay, I know that we talk about our men a lot, but that brought up an interesting topic with my husband.
Okay.
I started the story by saying, you know when you're in so much pain that you wish you could just jump out of your body and you actually think you're gonna pass out. And he said no.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
He said no, and he kept trying to think of examples, and she was like, no, that wasn't pain. I just felt like I was gonna pass out.
Oh.
And then he was like bringing up examples, like, were you in pain? He was like, no, not pain. I'm like, you've never like felt pain?
Yeah, I feel like it's way less regular for guys because we expect pain.
Yeah.
Like, I will have pain every single month, at least 2 times a month. There are 2 days a month that if I don't catch it in time and like take a painkiller, the day's over.
Yeah.
I just have to like
that's it.
Sit in a corner in a bathtub all day or in a closet.
Yeah. It's It's crazy.
Yeah.
Cause like, I don't know. But then when I thought about it, I guess most of the pain I've had in my life is related to that physical pain. Anyway.
Yeah. We're not talking emotional pain.
But I still feel like I've had I don't know.
I think it's just so common, so regular. So
Yeah.
my partner, as you know, has autoimmune issues and such. So
Yeah.
he has regular pain, I would say, but it's more like flare up. Whereas
Okay, yeah.
we know every single month, so it's a lot easier to go, oh yes, I was in pain here and here and here.
Yeah, that's also true.
It's a lot harder to think of, oh, what's one time where you were in pain not related to a period.
That's also true, because like when I was asking that, it's just like if I were to ask a girl, they'd be like, oh yeah, like last month.
Yeah.
But with a guy, it's like, I don't know, like even if he did like break an arm or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't remember. Plus,
Yeah.
it's still not the same kind of pain. It's different.
It is different. As someone who had appendicitis and had to get surgery, it's way different. Like,
Yeah.
period pain is, you feel your insides wanting to, it's as if there's a little man inside of your uterus, which if you are a man, you don't have, so you don't get it.
Yeah.
Inside of your uterus with a knife.
Yeah.
Trying to get out.
But like at the same time,
my face is very serious.
Like there's also another little man with like a jackhammer or
I
something.
love that it's a man. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be a little
It
man.
has to be.
Maybe it's that little humanoid creature we were talking about.
Yeah.
Pain.
Yeah.
You know how like in Inside Out there's like all the different emotions?
I'm picturing, I don't think you've seen Solar Opposites. It's a cartoon, but there's
No.
something called a goobler. And it's like a little blob with like a face and little arms and legs, and it
That
runs around.
sounds exactly like what I'm
Yes.
picturing. But I've never seen it before.
I will send you a picture.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll put it up on the video.
Yeah.
I'll put it up on there
That's a good
so
idea.
you guys can see. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was something I just thought it was an interesting topic that I'm sure all of the men have tuned out by now. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
not some more women talking about women things.
More women talk about women pain.
They don't know what it's like to be a man. I don't know what that voice is.
I don't either. Beautiful.
Did you have anything you wanted to share with us today?
I went to LA.
That's so much more exciting than having ovulation pains.
Well, I was very nervous.
Yeah.
And what I actually wanted to talk about this is the panic attacks I had at LAX.
Ooh, fun. This
So,
is such a fun,
I know.
lighthearted podcast.
You guys come here for this. We haven't talked in like 2 weeks on the podcast, and immediately we're like, this is the pain I was in, this is the pain I was in, this is the pain I was in, this is the time I had a panic attack and a breakdown.
This is what happens when we actually haven't seen each other since the last podcast, pretty much.
Yeah.
So now we're actually catching up with each other. This is what
we
happens.
talk about. This is why we decided to make a podcast, because we're like,
We do it
we talk a
anyway.
lot. Let's do it.
Let's record ourselves.
Except-
That's a good idea.
I guess this is less cheery for the podcast
Yeah.
then.
But we're making it funny, I think.
I think it's hilarious and relatable because
Yeah.
people deal with this.
Yeah, and it's nice to hear and be like, oh. I mean, it's not good, but it happens.
So, panic attacks
Mhm.
in LAX. I
Oof.
had a flight at like 11 a.m. on Tuesday. I was exhausted. I had only been there 3 days, but I was exhausted, and I wanted to go home to my doggie and my mans and just be in my own bed.
No, the one doggy.
My doggies. All of my dogs.
Singular doggy.
All of my dogs. All of my dogs.
I'm gonna show this to your other doggies.
Don't, because Rory will cry. I'm kidding. She's not even capable. She's not capable of feeling pain. She's the happiest dog in the whole world.
No, I just like how you're saying that she would understand.
Don't show her.
Continue. Sorry.
Anyway, I was like, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. Plus, LAX in the afternoon or before noon, I guess, in the morning, afternoon area is horrible. Okay. I'm just gonna sit back for a minute, wait for this to be done.
I kind of feel like I need to check. I'll be right back. You keep them entertained.
Oh. What shall I say here? Hello. Welcome to ASMR. I'm sorry if I'm Smitty. Sorry, future editor, which is Catherine. Oh, she's coming back. She's coming back. What? What was it?
There's a fight.
Really?
Not really, but it's like the mowers are here and the garbage truck is trying to get to the garbage.
Oh my
So
gosh.
they're like,
Oh, it was angry honks.
It was angry honks. I just wanted to see. It was like, what if they're like crashing into the?
Yeah.
I don't know.
How dare they? Don't they know a world famous podcast is being recorded?
I know. You guys need to listen more so we can get a studio.
Yeah, that's our next step. Our biggest, I think, our like huge, in the first episode we were talking about goals, and I was like, oh, we will build goals. I think our next step goal needs to be get big enough that we could make a Patreon and get a studio.
Yeah.
Because a studio would
cool.
be so amazing.
That would be very amazing.
We could just go to work.
Go to work.
And everything could always be set up.
Instead of having to rearrange everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, continue.
Panic attacks and LAX. I switched my flight to, drum roll please. Okay, never mind. Thank you. Jeez.
Sorry.
Girl can't get any sound effects around here. You just stared at me so blankly. You were like this for like 10 minutes.
I don't know why. I was just like, yeah, there's a drum roll.
You
like,
heard
I
it.
heard it. I heard it in my head, and that was.
You're funny. Oh, I switched my flight too. Drum roll, please. 11:59 p.m. The night before the day I was gonna originally go. So it wasn't that much earlier, but it's a better time to go because it's less crowded.
Yeah.
Which, the fact that was LAX less crowded is upsetting to me. It was terrifying.
Oh.
So, I'm a very anxious person. I already don't do well in crowds because I have really bad social anxiety. And I only learned last week when I was going to LA that I have terrible airport anxiety.
Oh.
The airplane I love, Turbulence I love, go for it. I want to feel like we're about to crash and die. I love it.
No.
But
No.
the airport before, like, I would rather feel like we're about to crash on an airplane than have to stand in a crowd of people. 100%. Do you relate? You gotta relate.
I kind of understand. Kind of understand. Because whenever I've traveled, it's with my husband.
Yeah.
Well, whenever I've went on a plane once, but anyway.
Is Japan the only place you've traveled?
On a plane, yeah.
Oh, because you had your honeymoon on a boat.
We went on a cruise.
A boat.
So I guess even that was kind of stressful, like getting on. But it's always like my husband's there to guide. Like he guides me around. I just go wee.
So I was particularly anxious because the bag I had with me packed full because I was doing some I needed all my photography equipment and video equipment and also a bunch of clothes because I can't not be cute in LA.
Yeah.
And I could only fit a couple outfits along with, so I ended up wearing the same thing multiple days, just whatever. But so my bag was full. It was so much fuller than it should have been. It was bigger than it should have been. I knew if I didn't get on the plane right away, as soon as they called my boarding group, I would not be able to fit my bag because at the end of every single flight, they go, we're done with luggage. Yeah. Everything's going to be checked, complimentary, but it's going to be checked. And I did not want to lose all my photography equipment. So on the way back, I did end up putting all my photography equipment on my carry-on, the bag you put under the seat.
Yeah. And
just everything else I could into my backpack just in case because I was way too nervous. But anyway, so the ticket wasn't showing up on the app, so I had to go to the ticket counter.
No.
Yeah. So I had gone early enough that it wasn't a huge deal, but waiting in a line, and then I looked behind me and there was a dog that looked exactly like Bean.
Oh, no.
So, like, I felt the tears, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to cry in the airport right now. I'm not going to cry in the airport right now. And then I got up to the counter after, like, probably 45 minutes. It was a long time. And I wanted to have time to rest and go to the lounge, the Delta Lounge, and eat cheese. And at the time in my head, I was like, I'm not going to have time to eat cheese and relax. And I was very sad about that because I didn't.
Your cheese.
I just wanted my cheese because I didn't eat dinner.
Yeah.
I was overwhelmed. I was stressed. But then the lady couldn't figure out why my ticket was doing this. She's like, it's not showing that you even have a ticket. So I started like heavy breathing. You know, when you're like, I can't cry in front of this person, but if I breathe, oh well.
Breathe, yeah.
So she's like, okay. And then it was kind of probably very creepy. And I like hadn't done my makeup. I was just like so I got out of the line when she fixed it. She was like, oh, sorry, that sounded like a big deal. It was nothing. It happens all the time. I'm like, you could have told me that.
So I've never seen this before in my entire life.
We didn't do the syncing.
Oh, it'll be fine.
Okay, I'm sorry. You were literally in the middle of talking.
No, it's okay. We usually do like a little clap in the beginning, and we just didn't do it this time.
Woo.
It's okay. Oh no, I was just making fun of this poor lady who I know nothing about.
She's our first fan, and she's like, that was me.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, so then I went through the massive airport to try to find where I was going with this bag that was so heavy, my shoulders hurt until like yesterday. It was so heavy. It was a backpack, luckily, so I could carry it on my back, but it was so heavy.
That's what my backpack is like, that it takes school every day.
Oh my gosh, you must be getting strong.
No, I'm getting back problems.
You gotta like tighten your core when you're carrying it. That's what I kept thinking, I'm gonna ruin my neck. Still like can't go down all the way because of how much I messed myself up from being on the plane. The way I slept on the plane, I'll get to that, but or slept on the plane. So then I had to go through security or TSA, whatever you call it, which is terrifying because the people were all mad. They were all angry.
They're always mad.
They were so mad.
What are you guys so mad about?
And then I kept forgetting, like, I have to take my jacket off. I have to take my shoes off. I had to take every electronic out of my bag, which meant all my cameras, my laptop, I guess that's all. And that was everything I stuffed into the carry-on for under the seat or personal item. So when I got to the end, I finally got through it. I had to grab everything and like stuff it back in, but it was very puzzle the way I had to get it in. So I literally started crying before I even walked through TSA.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You gotta get the pre-check.
It
helps.
I'm going to.
Yeah, do it.
Because I'm going to go back there at some point, and I'm going to go to a couple other places, and I absolutely cannot do that again. Yeah. If there was a way to not even go to the airport, to just wake up in the new city, I would. So I started crying. I was like stuffing stuff in my bag, and I just sat on a bench. Luckily, there was a bench, and I had like all my stuff I waddled over with. I just started like sobbing.
Oh.
And people were just like, and the guards were just like, because, you know, they're like, come on, we see this every day.
Yeah.
They're like,
they don't know what you're dealing with. Like, chill out.
Yeah, that's a sad thing about anxiety and panic disorder, I guess, is it's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
You can't control it at all. So then I ended up having cheese because my brain was an hour ahead, so I thought I had to run to but then I looked at my phone, I was like, I literally have a whole hour. What was I doing?
That's what happens. When you're panicking.
I was having such a hard time tracking the time. So I ate my cheese, which was great.
Yay.
Weird buffet cheese that probably people sneezed on.
Ew.
I'm sorry.
That's not as happy.
That wasn't
you had
necessary.
to turn it negative.
It was so unnecessary. And then I waited, and then someone I met in LA who was very, very lovely and understanding of mental health troubles
yeah,
told me, that if you go to the counter and say, I need to board early, they can't ask legally why. Okay. So they have to let you. Plus, something like anxiety or panic disorder, whatever, is a valid reason.
Yeah, I mean, that's even, like, at Disney, I have the pass.
Yeah.
Because of it.
The problem is, as you know, you have to do it.
You have to go talk to them.
So, this is the worst part. You're going to be like, oh, no. It was before boarding, and the lady was at the little desk for our airplane. And I go up, and I'm already, like, I had already been sobbing. Like, I was panicking because I had to walk up to this lady. And even the people boarding the plane were, like, yelling at people. Just because people kept trying to, like, the plane wasn't even pulled up yet, and they kept trying to get in line. And they're like, there's a plane that needs to deboard. Yeah. Please get out of the way. So it was just making me anxious, and there were people everywhere. They do not have enough seating at LAX. So everyone's, like, bunched in this corner, even though there's, like, a million people trying to board the plane. So I walk up to the desk, and I was like, hi. And she was like, how can I help you? And I just was like, and she looked at me like, and I was like, I'm sorry, I get really anxious because airplane or something. I said something stupid. And I literally ended up not.
You didn't?
I didn't.
Wait, so you just walked away?
I think I said something like, I was wondering if I could switch my seat. She's like, there's no seats left. It says it up there. I was like, okay, and I ran away. I couldn't. Oh, I was way too anxious. I couldn't do it.
See, well, that's also very different because, like, at Disney, you're at Disney, so, like, they have to be nice to you.
Oh, yeah.
But it was funny when I went because, to people who don't know, if you go to Disney, if you have anxiety or any other reason that it's difficult for you to just, like, stand in lines for a long time, you can get, like, kind of like a disability pass. But you have to talk to them, and they have to ask you, like, why, which is terrifying when anxiety is your reason. But, what?
I thought it was our recording.
So basically, like, she just asked, like, why, and I was like, because,
and she's like, I see.
Because if I am, and, like, Kevin just standing there, like, because if I may have a panic attack if I'm in standing too long. She just like,
I can see that.
Okay. Just like, that's all I didn't know what else to say.
Yeah, I feel that.
It's like, I can't.
I obviously feel that. That's basically what I did.
Yeah.
Except didn't get to the point like you did.
Yeah. Well, you were also at an airport.
It also just felt so wrong. Like, the people boarding early are in wheelchairs or, like, so old.
Well, that's kind of what I felt like, too.
Yeah. And it's like, do I deserve this? The answer is yes. If you saw me at that desk, if I saw me at that desk, I would have gone, hey, maybe you should board early.
Yeah.
You're looking extremely anxious.
Dude, because mental health is just as important as physical health. Yeah. And I think that, like, as a society, we don't, I know I messed up that word, we don't really put as much importance on it. Mm-hmm. But we should.
We should.
But they should have something you can do, like, ahead of time, like, where you don't have to go up.
It doesn't make sense.
Because that's, like, completely against what it is for.
Yeah. Actually, I think that's confidential. I can't say that. Never mind.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, yeah, I actually, the other day, since we're already talking about this stuff anyway, it was the day before I was having the intense pain, which is one of the reasons I was also nervous that day, because after class, the entire class, I was, like, almost crying, because it was, like, our studio class, and if, like, to people who don't know what studio class is, like, when you're in college as a musician, basically you have your studio that everyone who has the same teacher belongs to that studio, and then you all sing in front of each other. But it was a very stressful studio class. I was doing things wrong. And so I was on the stage, and I could feel like, you know, when you feel it.
Yeah.
But I held it back. But then as soon as we stepped out of the room, I went to my friend, the same friend who said that I didn't look at.
Yeah.
And I was like, I am literally still trying not to cry.
Oh, oh no.
But there were like a bunch of people around me. I was like, stop.
Because talking about it makes it come out. It really does.
I was like, no. Yeah. I'm like, yeah.
It's so
This is
sad.
kind of funny, but
That's so sad.
you said you were going to talk about something to do with sleeping on plane.
Oh. First, I want to say I support babies.
I support babies
I don't know
as
why
a
I said that.
concept.
I support bringing babies on planes. If your baby's on a plane, obviously they're going to cry. I'm not judging you.
Yeah.
I'm not even judging these people. However, if you're going to bring your baby on a flight, why are you going to choose the red...
Red eye?
Why are you going to choose the red eye? Why is it called that?
Because you're going to have red eyes because you're tired.
But
I don't know.
But why would you choose the red eye? Why? This
a
baby
weird
cried
decision,
the whole time.
Oh.
Doesn't bug me. For some reason, I could sleep through baby cries. Because
Hey.
yeah, good to know, right? So I said that I never sleep on airplanes because people make me nervous. I was exhausted because I hadn't slept for 3 days. So I probably got like 20 minutes of sleep the whole time the baby was crying. My whole 20 minutes of sleep, the baby was crying.
It was still only 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I to Tokyo, I think it was like a 14-hour flight after we already went to San Francisco, and then we had to go. I think I slept most of that flight.
That's beautiful.
Except when I watched a couple movies, maybe 2 or 3 movies. It was a long flight.
That's
But
a very long flight.
I did sleep a lot of the time.
But you're with your husband.
Oh, that's so true.
So you know he can fight the bad guys.
Yeah, it was awkward, the bad guys, because it was like a 4 seats, and we were in the middle, so I was very uncomfortable because it was just like a random man next to me.
Yeah.
And also another man. I'm just kidding. Like, the random man's my husband. Anyway, the joke didn't work.
Well, you gave up on it very fast.
Moving on.
But yeah, so I didn't have my neck pillow, which I used to have a neck pillow just for home because it's cozy. And I didn't bring that because I was like, I'm not going to bring a neck pillow on a flight. That would have been so nice because I was at the window seat and I had 2 girls next to me. Thank goodness they were young girls. That's another reason I felt okay to sleep for 20 minutes is because like I wasn't next to a man. But I ended up putting my hoodie over my head backwards and like somehow leaning against the emergency exit window and getting like 20 minutes of Z's.
See, the reason I was able to sleep is because we brought like the blackout eye masks.
Oh.
Also, our flight gave us, or that one flight gave us a pillow.
Oh, that's lovely.
But that's probably because it was such a long flight.
Yeah, my flight was 4-ish hours. Super quick.
Do you get the anxiety of, because I know you've been on long flights before, but like when they bring you the food, at least when we were like going to Tokyo, it was like they brought the food. As soon as they give you the food, they start circling back around to take the food.
So that would give me anxiety now. In fact, I didn't eat any of the snacks on either flight. Didn't get any drinks because I was so anxious. And I was like, I don't need to add to this. But in the past, I had no airport or airplane anxiety at all. That's
wild.
I don't know what happened between then and now, but I am a different person suddenly, where I'm like scared of things. I used to be brave.
You used to not be afraid of like anything, and then life happened.
Life happened. Yeah, for real.
But yeah, it's like the anxiety of when then suddenly I like start like I think it was like a breakfast thing, so it was like some sort of like pancakes and eggs or something, which eggs on a plane already, that's gross. So I don't even know if I ate that, but I was just like trying to eat the pancake really fast, and they're already coming around like, trash, last call for like.
They could just come back. They have to take it when
I know, but
when you are getting off the plane, so.
Still.
And I don't know why I'm saying this as if I'm like, how dare you be anxious, when I literally was like, the audio listeners did not catch that.
They can catch from the
Yeah.
Something else that I thought was kind of funny that happened to me recently. I'm just trying to think of like things that have happened. I got a haircut. That's hilarious, isn't it? Haha, but I'm kidding. Anyway, I got a haircut. And it's like the shortest it's been in a while. It's still pretty long. But so I reserved like the appointment for it with a different hairstylist than I usually have because I suddenly was like, I need it now. So I just like went to the next available. So I ended up sitting in the station right next to my usual lady, and I felt awkward because I didn't want her to think that I was like dissing her. I was just like,
I'm sure she's fine.
Anyway, no, but the funny thing is that the lady who was cutting my hair was looking at it, and she's like, these layers, like, I don't think she knew that the lady next to me is the one who cut my hair.
Oh no.
She's like, I should have been like, oh hey lady, that cuts my hair. So like she knew, but she's looking at it, she's like, whoever cut these layers before are like there's very light areas, and she was just basically saying the layers were cut kind of strange.
She probably thought they see so many people who do their own hair. She was probably trying to be like.
And then at the end, she's like, what do you think? And like I was like, it looks amazing, blah blah blah. Basically she starts talking about how she's trying to have me grow out some of my short layers to go further past my face, and then start the layering there. Just because she thinks it would look better on me. And she said, I don't want to say that what your hair is like right now looks like a mullet, but
she said you have a mullet?
She said she didn't want to say it, but that means she did.
Said you have a mullet.
Like the way that it's short in the front and party in the back. And so I was a little bit like, ugh. But at the same time, the lady who cut my hair is right next to her. And like, she either wasn't paying attention or she just was like, I don't know. Or maybe she didn't even remember me. It's just people usually remember the red hair. Yeah. But yeah.
That's so funny.
Don't want to say you look like you have a mullet, but
yeah.
I know, right?
That made me think.
I put my hair up,
yeah,
it is short, but that's what layers are.
Yeah, that's good. She's a hairstylist.
But I think it's because my hair gets curly here and then it goes poofy here and then it's just long in the back. Yeah. I think she was trying to say that before my layers, I didn't have as much layering like in the back.
So I
it
like
wasn't
that hair
fading
length
into
on
it.
you a lot. That's
Thanks.
very cute.
I know, it's really nice. She was like talking about cutting it to make it more even when she was insulting the other. I was kidding.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'll just take a little bit. I was like, it was like so long. I was like, I literally don't care. You can cut off a bunch, like just as long as it's still fairly long. So.
Wow.
Now it's healthy.
Yeah, not my most recent hair appointment, but the last time I went, she cut off so much because my hair used to be like here.
Yeah.
And she was like, your ends are so dead.
I think our hair is kind of similar right now.
Yeah. A little bit.
Aww.
So you can't really tell much of a difference anymore because it's not curly right now, but I got highlights for the first time ever. Yeah, you can't really tell.
Oh, wait, no, because I was just I was just looking.
It was way more obvious when it was curly.
I think that's when you sent the picture of you with your hair, and I was
because
like, your hair looks so good.
She curled it, and she's so good at curling hair. I'm so annoyed that I don't know how to curl hair like that.
I know.
Because
Squishy face.
it's always like evenly, like
Yeah.
the curls are like, I don't understand. So she curled it and it was amazing. And then I woke up the next morning, the curls were gone. And I don't have a good curling rod. So even if I knew how to curl hair,
Yeah.
I couldn't curl my own hair. So I just like used my wave
Oh, like it's almost
clamp
like a crimper.
thingy. Yeah, crimper. And it wasn't the same.
That reminds me of how I was influenced.
Oh, my TikTok shop.
Yeah. We're gonna see.
What is it that you got exactly?
It's called the Wavy Talk, and I haven't tried it yet, but by the time this podcast is out, I will have tried it. Because I wanted to try it because I see tons of posts of people saying how good it is. But
is it a tool?
Yeah, so it's like a heated brush, but then it has attachments, so you could like take it off and make it a curling iron. You take it off.
It's like a air wrap Dyson dupe.
Pretty much. But people say it's really good, but a lot of the ones I see are sponsored. So I was like, I want to try this out. I did see a few where it was like people who weren't sponsored and were like, oh, this is really good. Or I looked at comments. Some people were like, this actually sucks. Some people were like, no, this is actually amazing. So I just want to try it myself.
You need to tell me, how much was it?
It was, so if you get on the TikTok shop, you get 40% off of any first purchase you make. Oh. So I got it for $16.
I don't, something tells me this is, carry on.
It's what?
Not gonna be great.
Yeah. But we're gonna see.
We are gonna see. And you have to tell me immediately because I'm obsessed with hair tools. Yeah. I have 500 and I always get ones that suck.
See, I wanted to get like an actually decent one, and I was actually going to spend money on it, and then I was like, why not just not? And
that's what I always end up doing because hairstyling tools are so expensive if you get the kind that actually like are good.
Yeah.
So
then it's like getting a middle range one is almost not even worth it.
It's not because it's as bad as the bad ones. Yeah. So you might as well get a bad one. And I have so many cheap hair tools. Some of them are good, but you just have to go through so many more to find out. You end up spending.
I only have like one tool I use, and it was sent to me. So like I didn't buy it. But I think it's actually pretty good. It's by insert name here. Not really sponsored, but they did send it to me. Yeah. So like
I want to get like PR kits and stuff, but I also don't want to be an influencer.
I want to be an influencer.
There's something about, I think it's good when they do the very honest reviews. But so many influencers now are just kind of controlled by their brands.
Yeah, and they're just saying whatever. Yeah. That's why, like, even when I have done any brand collaborations, even if it's a really big brand, like, I'm not going to work with someone who I don't, like, agree with their values or anything. Yeah. And I'm not saying this stands for everyone I've ever collaborated with because I don't know what they're going to do in the future, you know. But, yeah, like, I like to have brands that I align with. Yeah. Which reminds me of a question I was going to ask you. Mm-hmm. If you could have any...
Internal temp too high. Don't panic. Don't panic.
I'm not panicking.
Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. My camera overheated for some reason and hers was fine.
Yep. So now she's on...
That's why I suddenly look different.
Yeah. On a different camera. Yep. I was just asking if there was anyone who could like sponsor our podcast, who would be like a goal of yours?
I think one that sponsors many podcasts that would be very fitting for us is BetterHelp.
Oh, that's true.
I always listen to comedy podcasts, so it's always a similar lineup. But I would be good with I'd be good with BetterHelp. I'd be good with Blue Chew. You know what Blue Chew is?
No, I don't.
I'm not gonna give it too much
until
airtime until they decide to. But it's a pill for the males.
It's what?
A pill for the males.
Oh.
But you can order it online, so you don't have to like embarrassingly go in. I like how they have that figured out that you don't have to have like anxiety about. But they can't give us like psychiatrists without humans.
Without humans. Yeah, that was basically what I was asking.
Yeah, what about you?
I should have had an answer since I was asking it myself. I mean, I feel like a goal of mine in general was probably like Curology, just because I use their products a lot. But
That would be
again,
great.
I'm not going to go into it because
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to finish up something I forgot to say earlier.
Okay.
And then we'll get going. But so when I had my hair curly and freshly highlighted, I didn't tell my partner what I had done. He did know I had a hair appointment because it took 4 hours. But yeah, it was a very long day. But I didn't tell him what I had done. And thank goodness I had a hair appointment that day because we had a date night. So I never have fresh hair for a date night.
Yeah.
But we had a date night, so we went to dinner. And like he was trying to figure out what was done besides it being curly, because I was suddenly like, by the way, curling my hair isn't what I was doing for 4 hours.
Yeah. That would be a long hair curling.
Yeah. So he was like, I don't know. He was looking at it. He's like, it looks really shiny and nice and shiny, or whatever he said. And he didn't say it. He said something like that. Something about it being shiny. And I thought that was awesome because the point of highlights is to trick males.
Yeah.
That your hair's just shiny.
That's amazing. It worked.
Yeah. That the highlights are just glimmers.
Yeah. That it's just shiny. It's just reflecting.
And when I told him, he was like,
oh, you lie.
he was like fascinated that the psychology of it.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, my husband, when I came in after having my hair done, or when he came home, he just went, did you do something different with your hair? So he didn't notice it was like cut or anything.
Yeah. It's like
it
4 inches shorter. Yeah.
But he was like, did you do something different? So he noticed, just not what. So it's like same thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today, folks.
We had so much fun talking to you, and we will see you again next week. What days are we posting? It doesn't matter. We'll figure that out later. Anyway.
Thanks for listening/watching.
Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at 2GingerPeas until we take down all the other 2 Peas in a Podcasts.
Oh.
Bye.
Bye.
This is your warning.
This is your warning to take it down
before we sue you. This is only funny to us. No one else cares.
Everyone else is just like,